Hey everyone, Mike from Bound for Freedom here, working again on the Lexus. So today is a fun day. I am working on my Slee second battery kit, and as you can see here, I've got everything moved over here. Basically, you take out the bracket for the power steering. You move. I had a horn that was right here, that's gone, and bend this bracket down, so fairly pretty easy. There's plenty of install videos out there on that. But what I am doing is working on this. So I don't have the ARB single or dual compressor, and I decided to go ahead and mount up my Viair 400p. This is a great compressor. I got it for, I think, on Amazon for about 180 bucks. It works phenomenal. Little big, but I think that's almost the same size as two ARBs. I'm not sure which one's better. The two ARBs probably is better, but what's nice is this I have, and it was also a lot cheaper. So what I went ahead and did is on the Slee battery mount tray, they have provisions for the ARB compressor right here. I actually decided to go ahead and see if this would work. It's not advertised, so it's kind of like an off-label use, but all I did was flip this over here, is drilled 4 holes. I basically put it in there, measured everything out, drilled 4 holes, basically 4 bolts, 8 washers, 4 rubber washers, and boom. Works great, sits in there almost perfectly. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down, wire it directly to the battery. I'll just use the on-off switch there, and I have easy access to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount this baby up. I'll show you guys what it looks like, and yeah, let's make this happen. Alrighty, so we're just gonna go ahead and drop this in now. And one nice thing about having, oh man, just realized, oh no, I can still get to it. So that's one thing I did not take into account for. I'm sure we can figure this out. Perfect. Still able to mount that up. So I'm just going to have to use a ratcheting wrench here, and that will make sense of that. So much better. And then pretty much everything else installs just like normal, except now we have a compressor here. As you can see here, I had to move the horn, which is just right now, it's just going to be hanging over here. I'll probably zip tie it up. But yeah, allows me to get flush there. I just got to mount this up, and boom, I'll have perfect access to the air hose. And yeah, I'm really liking the setup because it sure in the hell beats putting this somewhere. Also, when you're done using it, it's extremely hot, so this will make life a little bit easier. So let me go ahead and get everything installed, and I'll bring you guys in for the review. All done. It's like literally, it's like 90 something degrees outside today. It sucks, but it's done. Check it out. So I've got my Duralast AGM. I went with this battery just because the specs on this one are actually better than both the Interstate and the Optima. It fits in the tray. It was also same warranty, so 36 months. What I do like about it, if it does fail, I can go to any AutoZone across the country, which there's a lot of, and I can go ahead and get it warranted within the next 36 months. It's not prorated, it's boom, straight exchange. So I really do like that one. I hope it's gonna perform well, and I'll have to keep you guys updated on how it goes. But for the Viair, I mean, what's not to love? So I chopped down my wire here, gave myself a little extra slack. I'm gonna go ahead and get that wired up into here. Already has the fuse. Basically all I'm gonna do is flip that little switch that's right here, and I've got it taken care of. Air filter and all of that's back down over here. Basically just air chuck, and boom, we're ready to go. So I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up getting kind of everything done. Next project I've got going on next is going to be mounting terminals onto the battery and running them to the Red Arc SBI, and then from there running it to here. So I've got some 100 amp mega fuses that I'll put in between here and on that side over there, and we're gonna make it as clean and nice as possible. And yeah, so I'll bring you guys in for that. And but yeah, I'm really excited about how that came out. I think it's gonna look great and function well, and I'm really excited to go ahead and see how much better this is under the hood, not performance wise, but just honestly, only thing I have to do now is this huge bag. It was always a pain to get to. I literally just have, and this, honestly, the bag quality is not probably the best. It's kind of China, but all I'm gonna go ahead and do now is hide this somewhere inside the Lexus, probably in my recovery bag, and or somewhere else, and bam, easy. I might ditch this eventually and go to just a traditional air hose. I kind of like those a little bit better than these coil ones, because then I can wrap it up and then I can hang it somewhere else. But nevertheless, came out great. I'm really excited to use it. For someone who's looking to spend a little bit less money than an ARB, you don't need that much air, or for whatever the reason, you can still do the Slee mount. You can go ahead and mount your Viair here. A lot of other compressors will actually fit in this. Again, Slee doesn't offer it this way. I don't see why they don't, at least for maybe the Viairs, just because it's a cost-effective alternative to a really good air compressor. And you don't necessarily need the ARB. Some people do. The manifold kit's awesome. I've never had one, so you know, I'm kind of naive to that aspect of things. But overall, Viair's treated me great. I've had them for years, and I'm really loving the fact that it's now hard mounted and I don't have to deal with any of the other crap, pulling the bag and all that fun stuff. So I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna start working on my install, and I'll show you guys when I'm all done. So everything's all finished up. Slee mount is installed, battery is installed, the Viair 400p is installed and wired. Got the Red Arc ran, as well as my 100 amp fuses, and pretty much everything's all set up. So let's go ahead, let me show you what it looks like when you're all done. Since that's all finished up, let's take a peek. So Slee battery tray, I will say the quality on this is really great. It's pretty much going to be a total of 5 bolts. You've got to drill one hole right down there, but that's it. Everything else bolts in amazingly. The quality on it's really nice, and it actually fits this 400p quite well. Basically, just boom, put this back on, keeps the dust down, and makes that all squared away. I went ahead, as far as the ground goes, I mounted that to the frame. I like doing it like that, so I actually have the frame and the fender well. And if you come over here to the starting battery, it's the same way. So it's got a ground to the body, and it's also got a ground to the frame. So you want to typically mimic that, just because you want your battery to make sure it's got all the grounds covered, and it works great. As far as the Red Arc, so went ahead and wrapped up all the wires. They still have a momentary switch, so what I have not hooked this up. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. I might just mount a waterproof switch in here somewhere. What this does is that if you ground this, it'll actually link not only the secondary battery to the starting battery, and they recommend doing that for if you're doing a lot of winching. That way you actually have dual power. It combines the battery, runs them in parallel, instead of just not. So either that, or if you're having a problem starting, you hit that switch and it gives you both batteries to hit your starter. So that could be neat. But I just haven't figured out exactly where I'm going to put that, so that's going to come later. But everything else ran. I've got my mega amp fuse in here, got all that squared away. It's still a little cluttered. I need to go ahead, since I have 2 amps in here, it's kind of wonky, but I'll go ahead and get all that cleaned up here eventually. My power wire I need to order. This is for my Switch Pro knockoff, so I basically just need to go ahead and run from the relay down here over to the second battery. That way that's completely independent from my starting battery, which I originally had. Over here, everything else went really well, cleaned up nicely. I've got the in another video you see, I went ahead and installed a 12-volt system to the back, and that's going to run the fridge and other accessories. So overall, I'm really happy with the setup. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, please post them down below. I'd love to be able to assist, or if there's anyone else out there that's able to answer them even better than I can, that would be awesome. Of course, if you like the video, please like it and subscribe. Helps me make sure that I maybe put a little bit more effort into these videos if people care. If they don't, I'll make a couple more and then fizzle out. But I don't want to do that. I really enjoy this. I'm just horrible at it, so I'm learning. So we're going to learn together. So nevertheless, thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll wait for the next video.